What's up, nerds? I'm McKinley and I'm filming at home. Isn't that exciting? I'm just gonna get real with you right now. I just waxed my lip. Didn't have time to wait for the redness to go down, so it is what it is, okay? It is what it is. But this is a book haul, a cumulative book haul. I don't think I've posted a haul since July, so there's an insane amount of books here, and honestly, I'm not proud of how many books I purchased. Or am I? I don't know. But I have over 40 books. So let's go. Without further ado, let's go. I'm just gonna grab them. So the first one I have here is The Start of Me and You by Emery Lord. This is I think the special Zoella edition. I don't know. I love this cover, so I had to get it. This is about a girl whose boyfriend died in a swimming accident. And she makes a list of things she wants to do in the year after. Guys, I read this book and I loved it and I don't remember anything. But she's scared to swim. She finds a nerd and there's gonna be a sequel. So I'm gonna read it again before the sequel comes out because I don't know why I can't remember anything about this book, but I really can't. I read too much. The next one I have here I just read, and I've already hauled the arc of this, but now I have a finished copy from Owl Crate. This is Foolish Hearts by Emma Mills. Can we just? She has the most gorgeous naked covers. Like, I can't. I've already read this. This is about a girl who overhears something at a party between the most popular couple in school. She overhears them, and the one girl's really mad, and then they end up having to work on a play together, and it's just fantastic. It's gonna be in my top 17 of 2017. This is a sneak peek for you, but yeah, it's so good. I loved it. Next book I have here is Strange Truth by Maggie Thrash. This is about two people that want to solve a murder that happened at their school, or a murder-suicide. Like, it's called a suicide, but they think it's a murder. I started it and I quit it. I might try and read it again, but I got it because Maggie Thrash wrote Honor Girl, which I adored. And I heard this is a really good satire, but like all the reviews on Goodreads are bad. And then there's like some that are like, you just didn't get it. And I'm like, maybe I don't get it. But like, I just couldn't get into it at the time. So I'll give it another try eventually. The next book I have here is Moxie by Jennifer Matu, I think is how you say her name. I've already read this one as well. It is so good. This book made me want to go back to high school just to start a feminist revolution. I was a late bloomer in feminism because I lived a very sheltered life. So I think because of that, this was just like even more so for me. I'm like, yes, tell those boys, fuck the patriarchy. So yeah, this is a very feminist book. And I have a review on my Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, you should be. Yes. Feminist. Girl starts a newsletter about everything that's wrong with the school, and it's so good. You should read it. Next book I have here is Cobalt Squadron by Elizabeth Wayne, and really all I needed to know about this was that it's about Rose from The Last Jedi, and I bought this the day after I saw the movie because I found out it was coming out, and I love Rose, so, and she narrates the audiobook, so I might have to pick up the audiobook. The next book I have is another Star Wars book. I have Star Wars Jedi Academy by Jeffrey Brown. This is about, it's like a middle grade, I think, where they go to Jedi school, and I think it's going to be really cute and funny. The next book I have is The Color Purple by Alice Walker. I have also read this one, and you will hear about this one in my Sabbatathon wrap-up, but I did enjoy it. The next book I have is The Magic Misfits by Neil Patrick Harris. I literally bought this on a whim at Target because I could, and because it's by Neil Patrick Harris, and I really like the cover. I don't really know much about it. I just know that Neil Patrick Harris wrote it. So that's really all I needed to know, I guess. Yeah. The next book I have is Otherworld by Jason Segel and Kirsten Miller. This is about like a video game where you go into the other world, and it's a conspiracy, and people are getting kidnapped in the other world, and it's diverse. I'm pretty sure one of these characters is Ace. I asked at YALLFest if she was going to be Ace, and Kirsten said that her sexuality will be answered in the sequel. So I'm excited. But like when I asked the question, she was like, why is this so important to you to know her sexuality? And I was just like, because ace people are so underrepresented. And Jason Segel was like, he nodded at me, and I was so excited. I was so excited. I love Jason Segel, in case you guys didn't know. Anyway, I think I already said I already read this. I think I gave it 4 stars. It's good. I like their Nightmare series better, but this one was good, and I'm excited to see where it's going to go. Also, Jason Segel narrates the audiobook, and he is such a good narrator. Like, he's so good. You would think a full cast is narrating it. That's how good he is. On that same note, I have the German edition of the second Nightmares book because it is beautiful. I already have the first one. I still need to get the third one. I just, like, yeah. Next, I have Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds, my boo, my boyfriend, my author boyfriend who doesn't know he's my boyfriend, but this one has been, like, I think his most popular book that I've heard and seen on YouTube. Everyone's hauling this lately, but it's about, I already read this, and it's about a kid whose brother is killed, and he wants to exact revenge on the person who killed him, and it takes place in a minute on an elevator where, like, ghosts are coming in and talking to him. But Jason narrates, it's told in verse, and Jason narrates the audiobook, and highly recommend it. Next, I have Shadow House Fall by Daniel Jose Older. This is the sequel to Shadow Shaper, so I can't tell you what this one's about, but Shadow Shaper is about like a magic where spirits can go into art, and it's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to reread the first one though before I dive into this one. I'm currently reading the novella and being reminded that I don't remember anything about Shadow Shaper, but the covers are absolutely gorgeous. Y'all know I'm all about those covers. So the next one I have is Murder, Magic, and What We Wore. I actually got this because Mackenzie Lee recommended it on the Epic Reads YouTube for people who liked Wonder Woman? No. For people who liked feminism? I don't remember. But I had never heard of it, so I got this for ByBib because one of the challenges is to read a book you've never heard of, and I had never heard of this, so I ended up getting it at Barnes & Noble because I had a 30% off, and yeah, I'm excited to read it, but it's a Regency book, and I think it's supposed to be really feminist, so. Next, I have Kaleidoscope Song by Fox Benwell. I picked this up in the store because it looked gay. And it is, I think. The reason I bought it is because it says Fox Benwell delivers a harrowing and beautifully written novel that explores the relationship between two girls obsessed with music, the practice of corrective rape, and the risks and power of using your voice. And that just, I was like, yes, I'm going to read this. So, plus, I mean, that looks hella gay, right? Like, I think it's going to be gay. I mean, it could be about friendship, which is great too. I love female friendships in books, but I also like gay. Next, I have The Afterlife of Holly Chase by Cynthia Han. I got this to read on Christmas, which is today's Christmas Eve that I'm filming this. So I'm hoping I get to it. It's got the decollete pages and it's just red on the inside. But I really like the cover. I had a coupon for Barnes & Noble and I read one of Cynthia Han's other books. I think it was Every Last Word. No, The Last Time We Say Goodbye. And she co-wrote My Lady Jane, which I adored. So I'm going to start this tonight, Christmas Eve. It's a retelling of Christmas Carol. That's all I know. I think she becomes one of the ghosts. But Books and Lala read it and she liked it. So I have another Regency book, That Inevitable Victorian Thing by E.K. Johnston. I got this for one because the cover is absolutely gorgeous. And two, it's supposed to be gay. But I think it's an alternate universe where England, or we didn't win the American Revolutionary War. So I'm excited to read it. Really, all you need to get me to buy a book is tell me it's gay, obviously. Obviously. Next, I have Far From the Tree by Robin Benway. I bought this because people said if you like This Is Us, you should get it. And also Books from Lala Books and Lala said she really liked it, and because I love the cover. That's all I know. I am a cover buying whore. I am who I am, okay? Next I have Witchwood by Tahara Mafi, another absolutely stunning cover. I love this cover so much. Anyway, I already read this. I just finished it. You have to read Furthermore first, but it's a companion novel, although I feel like it's more of a sequel to Furthermore. But the author said it's a companion, so whatever. But the characters from Furthermore in this, so you gotta read that one first. But it's about a girl who washes dead bodies and helps them on to the next spirit world. And it's really morbid, but good. I enjoyed it. Next, I have The Portal Realm by T.L. Chris. This is an independent author, and my copy is actually signed because I was in Girl Scouts with her, and I haven't read this in a really long time, but she just re-edited it and reprinted it, so I'm going to reread it next year. But it's about multiple universes and a girl that gets zapped into one, or ponged into one, I think is what it's called in the book. Highly recommend it if you like those types of stories, like if you liked Claudia Gray's one, I can't remember the name of her trilogy, but I'll put it here. If you like that book, I think you would like this one. I just really wish she'd write the sequel. Next, I have Autobiography by Christina Lauren. I actually just posted a review of this on my Instagram too. So if you're not following me on Instagram, you should be. I post reviews for every book I read on Instagram, in case you didn't know. But this is gay. And they live in Utah, and there's a Mormon character in it. And y'all know, if you've been here for a minute, y'all know how I feel about Burned by Ellen Hopkins and its portrayal of Mormons. If not, I'll link my review in the cards, because that book is a pile of trash, as is Ellen Hopkins. So anyway, I was like, all right, let's see. But Cece over at Problems of a Book Nerd was also raised Mormon, and she said that she really liked the representation of Mormons in this. So I was like, okay, I felt more secure going into it, and it was. It handles the LDS Church very well, in my opinion. I was raised Mormon, in case you didn't know. I was raised Mormon. But it's a really cute story about two boys, and the one boy is in a writing program, the other boy is a tutor in the writing program, and his dad is also the bishop, which, if you're not familiar with Mormon talk, the bishop is like the priest, the reverend of a ward. And yeah, highly recommend it. Plus, I love this cover so much. I have the third and final Magnus Chase book, The Ship of the Dead. Oh, I'm so disgusting. This is my favorite Rick Riordan series. I hope we get to see more of these characters because I absolutely adore them, and you should read it. Next, I have The Nowhere Girls by Amy Reed. I literally bought this because Emma Books snapped, I don't even remember what, but it was like feminist. And I was like, fuck yeah. Plus I found out there's a queer romance in this, and there's fat rep in it and anxiety rep, and I'm just really excited. This is going to be read very, very soon. That's all I know, by the way. I think it's very similar to Moxie, in that these girls come together and fight the patriarchy in their school. Next, I have not one, not two, but 3 copies of Turtles All the Way Down. And I'm going to tell you why right now. Okay, I pre-ordered it, obviously, and I got this edition, this one right here, with a purple J-Scribble. And then my friend was looking, because he wrote things, sometimes he wrote things in them, and she found one that had DFTBA written in it, and I was like, yes, please. I was gonna like return it. Purple's my favorite color, so I kept it. And then I went to John and Hank's Turtles All the Way Down tour in Orlando, and this one had the J-Scribble like on the title page, so like I had to keep it, obviously. So now here we are with free signed copies of Turtles All the Way Down, and I don't really even feel guilty about it because I have 8 copies of The Fault in Our Stars. I am a nerd fighter through and through. John Green trash, I love him, and I loved Turtles All the Way Down. The OCD rep in that is so good. Like, my friend has OCD, and she kept messaging me about how triggered she was because she related to Aza so much, but John has OCD, so I'm not surprised at all that the rep is so good. But OCD is never mentioned in the book. But a little tip, if you're going to read Turtles All the Way Down, do not expect the mystery to be the main part of the story. It's really not. It's really just a character study on Aza. And I loved it. I read it twice the first week it was released. I absolutely loved it. Next I have Warcross by Marie Lu, which I bought because of the cover. I didn't like this. I know I'm in the minority on it. I have a review on my Instagram, but I just couldn't connect with the story, and I really did not like the ending. But I found out the UK edition has a really pretty naked cover, and I'm like, I'm not buying a second copy because I didn't like the book, but I really wish I had known about that naked cover before I bought this one. It's fine. It's fine. It's rainbow, though. Ooh. The next one I got in an owl crate, and that's Sleepy Hollow by Washington Irving? Yeah, Washington Irving. And it's about the Headless Horseman. That's all I really know. I'm probably never going to read this, but it'll look good in Bookstore and photos for Halloween. I got smarter, I got harder in the nick of time. Honey, I rose up from the dead. I do it all the time. Next I have The Dazzling Heights by Catherine McGee. This is the sequel to The 1000th Floor, which is about future New York, where instead of houses being built this way, they're built this way. And the higher up you are, the richer you are, and it all starts with a death, as does this one. I haven't read it yet, which is honestly ridiculous because I had an arc of it, but here we are. Next, I have All the Crooked Saints by Maggie Stiefvater, which might be magical realism. I'm not really sure. I bought it because it's Maggie Stiefvater. And I got the signed book plate that I have not put in it yet. Oh, and a bookmark. Because I pre-ordered it from like her home bookstore or something. I don't know. Next I have, didn't know that was in there. I have Wonder Woman Warbringer by Leigh Bardugo. There is a review for this on my Instagram, but I loved it. It's got fat rep. It's got diverse characters. It's all about females, and female friendships are fantastic, and I just really liked it, and I really want more. Next I have Miles Morales by Jason Reynolds, my author boyfriend, in case you forgot. This is about Miles Morales, and I have a review on my Instagram, but I loved it. It's not just about him being Spider-Man, though. It's what it's like to be black in a very white, rich school, and it's really good. Blame me, love, make me crazy if it doesn't, you ain't doing it right. Next I have Once and For All by Sarah Dessen, which, oh, there's a bonus epilogue. I listened to the audiobook. I read this over the summer, but this is about a girl whose boyfriend died, and she's a wedding planner, and it's a lot more intense than the description would have you believe, so be wary of that. Not my favorite Sarah Dessen, but also not my least favorite. I thought a dog was gonna die. I'm gonna give you a warning. I thought a dog was gonna die, and the dog does not die. So if you get to that part and you're like, the dog's fine. I literally was about to return the audiobook and rage tweet Sarah, but the dog was okay. Next up, I can't believe I haven't read this yet. I was so excited for it. I have In Other Lands by Sarah Reese Brennan. I think I talked about this one in my anticipated August releases. It's a novel about surviving 4 years in the most unusual of schools, about friendship, falling in love, diplomacy, and finding your own place in... It doesn't finish. It doesn't finish. I don't know. I really like the cover, and I really want to read a Sarah Reese Brennan book. I probably talked about it more in that thing, and look what was in there. That's my doggy. Katie cooked you it for me at the con. Isn't Dixie so cute? Next, I have another book I've already read. These have been sitting for like 4 months. Furiously Happy by Jenny Lawson. This is a memoir about her mental illness, basically. It's hilarious. And I got this for my birthday from my dad, and I love it. but it's really funny. I think you should read her first book first. What was her first book called? Let's Pretend This Never Happened. I just love her. I think she's hilarious. We're on the last pile, guys. We're only at 23 minutes here. Jeez. This is another book that I had intended to read at Halloween, but that's The Dreadful Tale of Prosper Redding, and I got a signed copy from Good Choice Reading, and the reason I pre-ordered it was because it came with this really, really cute cat and a pumpkin. So adorable. But that's about a guy who's possessed by a demon, and I think it follows a lot of what the demon is doing, and I've heard it's really funny, so I'm excited to read it. It's a middle grade. I've never read an Alexandra Bracken book, so I've heard she's long-winded. So we'll see. The next book I have is One Dark Throne by Kendari Blake. This is the sequel to Three Dark Crowns, which I have yet to read, but I bought the UK edition of the first one, so I had to get the UK edition of the second one. But it's about three sisters fighting for a throne. I don't know, like, I haven't read it, but I'm like, all I can think every time I hear the description is it sounds like Wizards of Waverly Place. So if you've read it, let me know down below if it's anything like Wizards of Waverly Place. Because then I'd probably be more likely to pick it up sooner. Next I have This Book is Gay by Juno Dawson. And my best friend got me this for my birthday because she knows that I like things that are gay and I love rainbows. And this is nonfiction about, it's an instruction manual about how to be gay. Next, I have another book I got an arc of but never read. It was Before She Ignites by Jody Meadows. And I've heard there's not great black or biracial rep in this, but it's got dragons, so I'm still excited about it. I think I need to watch Francina Simone's review of this because I think she reviewed it, and I really trust her reviews when it comes to representation, so I'm probably gonna go watch that before I read this. I just know there's dragons, and I got it in my owl crate. The next book I have is The Hearts We Sold by Emily Lloyd Jones. This is another owl crate book that I got. It basically sounds like it's like a girl who sells her heart to a demon. It seems very Crossroads Demons-y from Supernatural to me. So I'm probably gonna maybe read this during Halloween, October next year. We'll see. And finally, we're on the last two. Oh my gosh. I got P.S. I Still Love You and To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han because I had the third book. I pre-ordered the third book and I didn't have these. So when I got a coupon, I bought them. And this is about a girl who writes letters to her ex-crushes and they accidentally get sent out and the repercussions of that. So yeah, that's it. Those are all the books. Lord help me, I have to take a thumbnail. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but pray for me. Let me know down below if you've read any of these, what you thought of them, if there's any that I said that I hadn't read yet that you think I should prioritize. And yeah, I will see you on the next one. I hope everyone had a good holiday. This is probably going up on Christmas, maybe the day after Christmas, we'll see. But yeah, like this video if you liked it. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!